Recorded books and one-click digital present The Girl with 9 Wigs, a Memoir, by SOPHIE van der Stap. Narrated by Amanda Cobb. Thursday, January 13th. Before, my daily routine was to wake up at 8 for a long run in the park, then have my coffee while rushing off to class. Now I wake up with a cough, and I'm lucky if I can run half the distance in double the time. Lately, I need 3 coffees just to get going, and I'm still late to class every day. Visiting the hospital is a thrilling part of my new routine. After numerous appointments with multiple doctors and various hospitals, and 2 visits to the emergency room, I now find myself in yet another antiseptic hospital lounge with stale magazines, waiting to see a new doctor with a new diagnosis and a new file. At this point, I know this hospital like the back of my hand. I've spent the past 2 months wandering from one department to the next, from the top floor to the bottom, from the front to the back. Over and over and over again. I've seen 8 interns, 2 gynecologists. Why do doctors always assume you're pregnant when they can't figure out what's wrong? A pulmonary specialist, and 2 ER teams, and have been prescribed 3 courses of antibiotics. All to no avail. Between all these doctors, no diagnosis, but plenty of symptoms, and a lost tampon. Ick. It gave the doctors and my father, who was waiting in the hallway, a big laugh, but left me mortified. My symptoms: a strange jabbing here and there, shortness of breath, the loss of a few kilos, which I'm definitely not complaining about, and a pale face that no amount of blush can mask, don't seem to bring me to a diagnosis. So here I am in the waiting room. Again. A door opens, and I see him. The 100th white coat to examine me, and try to figure out what is causing all these seemingly unrelated symptoms. He approaches the reception desk, picks up my file, and calls out, "Miss van der Stap," while randomly scanning the waiting room to see which of the rumpled contestants has just won a spot in his examination room. He calmly acknowledges me as I stand up. A teenager. I can practically see the thought forming in his mind as he looks at me. But to me, he looks like a dream. Handsome face, nice hands, 40-something. Finally, my Grey's Anatomy fantasy is becoming a reality. Who knew that a hospital would turn out to be a great place for a single girl like me? I abandon my mom in the waiting room and follow him, gingerly, down the hall. As my details are taken down for what feels like the 100th time, amid all these technologically advanced super machines, they still can't keep track of my records, I take advantage of this time and study Dr. McDreamy more closely. His name tag says, Dr. K, pulmonary specialist. I'm guessing early 40s, charming, handsome, and smart, a playboy, or happily married in the suburbs. Or maybe both? Better Google him later. A white coat can be misleading, but shoes never lie. Brogues, black leather. Not bad. Not great either. Not much to go on, but given his age, I decide to give him the benefit of the doubt. He tells me to take a seat and asks me to lift up my top. I'm allowed to keep on my bra. He places a cold metal stethoscope against my chest and then on my back. He listens. I sigh. I sigh. He listens. I listen. He sighs. Something isn't quite right, he says. His words don't scare me. In fact, I'm even a bit relieved. It's been blatantly clear for a long time that something's wrong. Finally, someone else is catching on. Handsome and smart. Dr. K might be the answer to this Kafka-esque hospital. At last I'll get a diagnosis, some pills in a jar, and back to normal life. He finishes examining me, but wants me to get my lungs x-rayed on the first floor and then come back and see him. Later, when I get back to Dr. K, pictures of my lungs in hand, he leads me to a different room, where I sit perched on an exam table, the words endoscopy and pulmonary research hanging above my head. "These x-rays don't look good," he says. "There's fluid in your right lung."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?